just can't stop, won't stop hustling.
Wu-Tang and American Saga, Season 2, Episode 8, titled Saturday Night. Let's get into it. First of all, who else got pumped up at the end when they start doing those songs? Especially, Can It Be That It Was All? That's one of my favorite songs of all time, but on that album, it's that. I like Shame on Ya, and I like Cream. Those are my top 3 favorites on that Wu-Tang album. Even though it's a classic, all the songs is hot. Those is my go-tos, but that Can It Be So Simple. Whew. And that joint just hit that joint hit a little harder, knowing that these two had differences. At least that's how they try to portray it on the show. I like this episode a lot. It shows that beautiful struggle that I talked about before, where it's just where you making that transition from getting out the streets to getting established, and it's like that thin line. It's like that gray area where anything can go wrong. But luckily, they had the pieces that they had, because Lord knows if we left Raekwon and Ghost in charge of the business, Wu-Tang wouldn't be where it's at tonight. So thankfully they had Power and Divine and this guy who's the bus driver, who I'm guessing is Papa Wu. That gotta be Papa Wu, because if you look at the documentaries, Papa Wu was the guy that started out being a driver. They asked the man to drive him to a show, and he said 14 years later, I ain't worked that bus job since. So that gotta be Papa Wu, or somebody that's reminiscent of him. You know, like I said, you know, they fictionalize things. But this starts off with Divine, Power, RZA, ODB going to different labels, trying to get a deal, pretty much selling themselves to the label, telling them, listen, this is what we got, this is what we want, this is what's going to happen, and fuck with us. But the labels, they aren't moved. They need to see more. They need to see more. Lala says, listen, I know a good song. And listen, Lala's in every damn show. Shout out to her. She getting all the roles. She in Power. She in what else was she in? The Shy. I just saw her in something else too. I'm like, yo, Lala is everywhere. Shout out to her. I ain't mad at her one bit. But she says, listen, if the song gets my moist, I know it's a good song. And she that was like her catchphrase throughout the whole series. If it gets my wet, then it's a good song. And she said, protect your neck, got my wet. But she was just like, yo, it doesn't have a hook. It's not a traditional hip hop song. Do you know how to make hooks? And Bobby's like, yo, that's not an issue. And then it's not. If you listen to the album, clearly it's not an issue. But they have to kind of display themselves. So Power, like, listen, they got a show coming up at the Fever. And the Fever is just the Fever, I would say, to New York at the time prior was like what Broadway Joe's is to Buffalo, New York. Broadway Joe's is that hip hop spot everybody goes to. It's like where you go to break out. It's where local acts go to support each other. That was our shit right there, Broadway Joe's. I think it's closed down now, but that was our shit. So the Fever is in the Bronx, the Mecca. It's a dangerous place. Dudes told me they got stabbed 4 times. The one kid in the barbershop. But Power throwed out there like, yo, they performing at the Fever tomorrow. And she like, what? I ain't hear about this. Well, I ain't hear about this. I didn't hear about this. Like, he fronting. He calling a bluff. He calling audible. But he like, listen, I'm going to make this happen. So they got all these industry heads coming. He goes and tell the other industry heads. So everybody's coming. And now he got to try to get this. And Power goes there by himself and can't get it. The guy is not budging. He's like, listen, people been calling, asking me, and he was like, yo, who you think you is? You got to wait in line like the rest of everybody. And this is a legendary spot because it's legendary hip hop acts that have performed there, from the Fat Boys to Curtis Blow to you name it, have performed here. So this is kind of like if you play at here, you like guaranteed to make it. So they trying to find a way. Power can't do it on his own. So like I said, he goes to the gentleman who used to be an old hustling buddy or used to hustle in the hood, who transitioned to being a bus driver that we saw in previous episodes. And he just got away with getting shit done. And he goes to him and he still has some connections to the Bronx, and he winds up getting them in the show. And he was just like, listen, you know my word is good. And he was like, yo, when he throw the industry party, when they get signed, we going to have it here. So that's more money for you and shit. So dude goes by, he breaks his rules, and he's willing to go and play the game. And in the meantime, RZA is trying to get a performance from all of these guys, and he's pulling his hair out because you got 7 different individuals with different personalities and trying to get them on the same page. ODB is all over the place. He in the lobby at Def Jam trying to bag the secretary. Just being him, man. Just being ODB. But he all over the place with the mic. He turn my mic up. Man, RZA like, no, you gotta have it this low. You know what I mean? Like, so this is all these different personalities, and kudos to him because listen, I've dealt with it when we were doing our thing, and it was tough dealing with 4 personalities. So I can imagine all these other people. It was one guy that was lingering around. I'm guessing that must be Master Killer. He hasn't formally been accepted into the group, but I'm guessing that had to be Master Killer because he was just like on the sidelines of the stage, and then he came to rehearsal with them, and they didn't really say anything. Prior to that, you see Ghost at the hot dog stand, and I don't know if it was some food place. I don't know if it was a hot dog stand. It was some food place, and he was ordering a sub. And this dude was so specific. Yo, I want my sandwich cut up 8 ways. I want the. I said, yo, what the fuck? Who else was like, yo, what the hell? Like, who is this specific when it comes to their food? Man said, listen, I want the onions chopped in half. I want the lettuce chopped 3 ways. I want, when the sandwich comes out, I want it chopped up 8 ways. I was like, yo, this dude is he's very specific on what he want. As he's standing there, some dudes come up to him like, yo, what up, whatever, where they from. Some other dudes from the other side come up. I'm thinking it's about to be wreck. And they show him love. They're like, listen, man, we mess with the Wu-Tang Clan, man. Shout out to y'all. As he's getting into it with these guys, you see Raekwon running over. And it's crazy to see that these two are like best friends now. Like best of friends. They like BFFs all of a sudden. I'm like, okay, I'll go along with it. But it's good to see that camaraderie. They go pick up You God, meet up with him, and they all go to the rec center. And like I said, they all go to perform. And I don't even know if they got to practice because as they're about to get started, a group of little ballerinas came in, and dude was like, "Hey man, I already got pushed up or something like that." So I don't even know if they got time to rehearse. Prior to that, Divine comes in with a bag of shirts. It's the first Wu-Tang shirts with the symbol, the yellow, the classic. I had one of these when I was younger. Listen, it made me want to go online and order one now. I'm pretty sure the merch got to be going crazy for the Wu-Tang because of the show. Man, I feel like I need a Wu-Tang hoodie, man, for the winter, man. Y'all gonna see me next video. Y'all gonna if it come in time, y'all gonna see me with a Wu-Tang hoodie, man. I ain't playing. Right now, I'm repping my shit, 9 Grads Entertainment. But y'all gonna see me. And if you want merch too, man, IamTrill.com, or you can inbox me or something. CashApp, whatever, man. I'll come deliver it personally if you want to sit down. But anyway, so yeah, this episode was just pretty much it was just about them getting ready for this big show. This was like a make or break show. You even got the girls playing a part. You got Ghost's girl playing her part. You know, she's bonding with Divine's girl. They put the baby to sleep, and they just telling like what their roles gonna be, how to play their position, yada yada yada. She's making something for the baby, and then the code, and they're just having a great bonding moment. And they decide like they're gonna go to the show. And they clean up nice, man. They clean up nice. They look real nice. What is her? I don't remember her name. The girl with the pretty eyes. Ghost's girl. I'm so bad. Y'all know how I am. I'm bad with names. But she steals a business card, or not steals it, but she grabs a business card from Divine, and she said, listen, how we gonna skip the line is I'm gonna say I'm such and such, you my assistant. So they didn't show us that at the Fever, but hey, that's how they got it. And it was crazy to see them dress so nice and they going to get on the bus, and I'm like, damn, not one of y'all drive. Not one of y'all drive. And that was fucked up at the end. The Wu-Tang ran to the car and they completely forgot about their girls. But that's neither here nor there. They wind up getting to the show. Obviously, it's nerves because it's the Bronx. They pull up. They see a lot of Staten Island people. Method Man was absent from the rehearsal. We don't know why. Who knows? Sorry. He shows up late, and he fits right. He cops right in there, and they wind up getting security is trying to hold him up, give him a hard time. ODB got the biscuit on him. Because it's the Bronx and shit happens here. This is probably like the tunnel before the tunnel. You know what I'm saying? But the one manager, Papa Wu, I'm gonna call him Papa Wu. He winds up finagling to where they could get in, causing the diversion, or he handed the gun. ODB handed the gun to him, and then he handed it back to ODB. Unbeknownst to the security, so it was a little flip flam how to get in. But at first, dude wasn't even trying to let him in there. He like, yo, I get 3 of y'all in there. And you're like, what? Like, it's the whole group. Like, what you mean? How are we gonna perform? And technically, all he really needed is 3 anyway. I'm just saying. Like the good songs was Method Man and Can It Be All So Simple? No, I'm just kidding. We don't protect your niggas that shit. But kudos to them being a group and taking a back seat to when they're doing these particular songs, because listen, they got other songs with all of them on there that they could have played. For some reason, RZA thought these songs would be the most impactful. That's why he had videos for them. So I don't know. It was a weird set list when you got 9 members and you got a solo song. We already know Method Man was a smash. Prior, they showed that in the show and they displayed that. And in the real world, I remember that song coming on a lot when I used to watch videos and shit. I used to and that's how people knew who Method Man was. That's kind of like probably how he got. Probably how he got the Def Jam. Been a long day. He got the Def Jam because the Def Jam rep was there, and then Steve Rifkin probably made a higher bid. Originally, maybe they are going to go to Def Jam. We'll see that next episode, but could you imagine the Wu-Tang on Def Jam? Who knows how it would have been? It might have been completely different. Anyway, they wind up getting in. They're trying to wait till that labels get there. Crowd is calling for them to get on. ODB goes on giving an interlude about just being slaves and getting stuck on a boat and just going off on a tangent, and they're like, yo, what the hell? Divine and I'm like, listen, as he's doing this, that's when the A&Rs and the label reps start to come in. So Divine and Power think they're going to scare them all. It winds up working. One of the label reps like, yo, this is greatest intro ever. Then the Wu-Tang comes out, and man, they look good, especially with the they all had the shirts on. I was just like, yo, that's dope. That's dope. And they wind up killing it. It was some nerves prior to this between Ghost and Ray about doing the song, because they were like, yo, you giving us a solo song? And you're like, yo, we just did that joint like last week. We don't know that joint. He like, yo, well, you better learn. And but they wind up killing it, man. And Ghostface was like, yo, anybody in here that touch her, man, it's my girl. You gonna have to see me or whatever, some shit. And then she blows a little. I'm like, oh, look at the little puppy love. That's cute. But anyway, over and all. Oh, and then at the end, they wind up getting chased out by some girls. And he like, yo, man, it's girls while we running. He's like, yo, this something like the Beatles and shit. And they wind up getting in the car, and we'll see the next episode. And Lala's at the end, like, she tells Divine, yeah, it's definitely wet right now. I'm super wet. And Divine's like, he don't know what to say. Like, nice to know. Little dude. But anyway, I thought this was, I enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed this episode than I did the last episode. And I didn't even do a review on the last episode because I thought it was, it was a little, but it was part of the grind. It's part of that beautiful struggle that I talk about. Distributing, trying to get the music to different audiences, college, radio. They go into label summits or whatnot. So I missed the interview on that. I was a little busy last week, but listen, I enjoyed this episode thoroughly. Especially the end when they were doing the concert. It had me amped. The actors did a good job. Some of them, they kept moving the mic from their lips. because they were trying to reenact the whole words, and I'm like, dude, y'all supposed to be doing a live performance. Stop moving the mic. But hey, they not really rappers for real. They actors, so they don't know. But anyway, post your comments below. Let me know what you thought about this episode. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let's talk about it in the comments. If it's anything I left out, I apologize. Told you I'm old and I'm tired. It's late for an old man. But listen, as always, share, like, comment, subscribe. Let's grow this channel. Follow me on Instagram if you can. DM me if you want merch. Cash App at the below. Till next time, peace, love, and prosperity. I am the Black Abstract One.